Hi everyone, welcome to round 2 from the under 160 Manchester Rapid Play. And this next game was harder than it looks because my opponent Jan Kitschoff his ECF was only 130 at Rapid, but he's over 140 at long play. He's also got a son who looks like an up and coming player who I played at the Halifax British Rapid Play Championships in 2010, and I remember winning, but sometimes when there's like a chess playing family, if they practice together a lot, they can be quite strong. I also decided to use the French for the first time in over 3 months after briefly and sadly and regrettably binning it. Yes, I did actually bin the French. Not good. 46, d4, d5, e5, c5, c3, queen b6, Nf3 Nc6. This is the line that Brandon recommended in his on his old channel. He did a video on the advance and that, so he recommended this queen b6 knight c6, and he mentions it briefly on the new one with the knight c6 bishop d7. And he played bishop e2, which is a solid alternative to the main line a3, c6 d4, c6 d4, knight h6. I prefer this move to moving the knight to e7, so WhiteElo plays knight a3 to c2 tricks, which make his centre more stable. Knight bd2. White gambits the d4 point, but is planning on playing his other knight to b3 if I don't take it, so therefore I decided to go for it. The main line runs like this. And the position is roughly level, although both sides have chances. And now I decided to take it, but better would have been just knight f5, and after knight b3 I can play a5. And the point is now is that I'm going to hit the knight, and if white plays a4, now you see the b4 square is weak. After bishop b4 check, white actually has to play king f1, otherwise one of his centre pawn drops. And now I can play h5. This cements a knight on g4, and white now can't castle, so black is probably slightly better. And also another point to this move is sometimes white will try g3, king g2, but now h4 can be played to try and get the white king. So I took it. Knight takes, queen takes, and now I seriously expected this move, because now after bishop d7 he can stop me from castling. White has plenty of compensation, but probably not enough. Black's king is airy, but it is quite hard to get at. So knight f3, a bad move, because I can trade the queens off, and I just played this instantly. This is actually stronger, and because it's trying to get more pieces off, but white could maybe try and form more wood onto the fire with bishop b2. And I found some crazy line with queen takes b2, and then check. Then castle in, and you see white sacrifices the third pawn, but then my king gets attacked. Give one back. This is a very wild line. However, white doesn't have enough of the pawns because black can fianchetto his king, and there isn't really many pieces on either to attack. So black is 2 pawns up. But it's rapid play, let's be safe. Queen takes d1, bishop takes d1. Extra pawn now, the queen's off, bishop c5. Now bishop takes h6. This is usually not a great move, but it's usually the bishop pair and the open g file enough compensation for the fragmented pawns, but I think it's okay in this position, because now my extra pawn is doubled, so maybe I shouldn't have allowed this. Developing. Should have just played rook c8. Now I should have just played king e7, but I was strangely reluctant to get my rooks talking to each other, so I started messing around and allowed white a lot of compensation. Not good. This is bad. I underestimated b4 to b5. Should just have played this, and black's just a pawn up. So now white is getting good compensation, because I've wasted a move now. In fact, now this bishop gets hit, Now this other bishop comes in. Rook E3, getting another tempo on my bishop. I played bishop C4, trying to block the C file, and now we play knight D2. And now this tempo, which I lost with bishop A6, is coming back to haunt me, and white is getting dangerous threats. I played B5, the only move to keep an edge. And now he made a mistake with knight takes C4. He should have played A takes B6, bishop takes B6, and after knight takes C4. Good move, protecting the rook. K8. Another good move, taking advantage of the pin. He rook EC3, we've got bishop D4. Rook HD8, and then we take this off. All these things come off. And his bishop's opposite colour, and I've got double pawn, so I'd be very surprised if black manages to win this position. So he played, but the problem is he played knight takes C4, and after B takes C4, although we've got a bishop's opposite colour again, I have a protected passed pawn, and I should try and keep a rooks on, so I can try and profit from the G line. Now we played A6. I played rook G8, logical, bishop C6, rook C8, and B5. Now I have to be careful because white has a 2-to-1 queenside pawn majority, so there'll be swindling chances based on that. Bishop B6, rook F3, blunder. This drops the second pawn by force because now the weakness of E5 means that. And now F4 can't be played. Should have played rook H3, tagging these pawns, and I should play rook G5, just give one of them back. And now with white can't really take an H7 because rook E2 is very strong. King F1, unpinning. And white is only a pawn down and has good chances of holding this position. This rook is very passive on H8. We played rook F3, now I played rook G5. I pounced on this snake like a snake pounces on its prey. Rook E1, bishop D4. And now he blundered again with rook F6. A desperate counter attack which should have lost on the spot, but even after the bet at King F1. This is dire, this 2 pawns behind, and the rooks are still on, so, and these I've got 2 connected passed pawns, so drawing chances are very, very minimal. After rook F6, however, I played rook CG8, but rook takes C5 is just crushing. Because after rook takes C5, bishop takes C5, the C pawn is just far too quick. And it's gonna run to touchdown. Not good. Just the thing as well, 2 connected passed pawns on the 6th rank always beat a rook. Except in very exceptional circumstances, and that's not one of them. CG8, G3, and rook 8, G6. I was too obsessed with winning the second pawn to see the rook takes C5 stuff just seems to queen the C pawn. Goodbye. G6. My point was now after rook takes G6, H takes G6. Now my pawn structure's been repaired and he can't try and trap my rook with F4 because of the pin. So I'm winning E5 next move. And now he played B6, and I thought, oops, is this a blunder? Have I just lost? Of course I can't take the pawn because then he queens, but I can just about get away with bishop B8. But the problem is now is that he could have played B7, and now my bishop's tied down, and white might be able to hold this. King F3, and now I can play A takes B6. King E3, and now I play King D6. So I was rushing too much in this game, so it just drops a pawn. But to be honest, it's winning now because my king's now too active. So maybe actually that was still a good move because king activity is very important. And now it just now becomes a matter of simple technique. The bishop is opposite colour. There is no salvation in this position. A lot of the 2 pawns, one up ones are still drawn, but I can win white's pawn, pass pawn at my leisure, so that'll be 3 pawns up, and I've got that many connected pass pawns when I have 3, so it's too much. So it's just completely crushing. This is just for your tiles while you're king E3. C2 checks quicker. And my opponent finally resigns now. I think my opponent should have drawn this earlier though, after I made some inaccuracies and the bishop's opposite colour was a nightmare. But I marched on to 2 out of 2 and was hoping to win in round 3 with me having the white pieces. I hope you enjoyed it and please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.